Welcome back to Raising Ohana. I'm Jace.
And I'm Wyatt.
And we're holding our phones because we're improvising while we are in Alaska because I had a thought about a conversation we should have because we've been gone from the family for over a week and a half.
Yep.
And it's just been us.
Yeah, it's been a blast.
So I want to ask you some questions. I'm not going to tell you where I'm going with this. I'm just going to ask questions and see where we go with this, okay?
Oh, all right.
I got a question for you. How old were you when we stopped going to traditional school and started homeschooling?
I remember it was like mid 4th grade. So I was...
It was December
remember.
because it was right in the middle when we were moving and we were changing schools, and Rach had been asking if we could homeschool for about a year and a half, and I didn't want it because I wanted our kids to have social lives. I wanted them to have all these things because I had loads of preconceived notions about homeschooling, and I had lots of cousins and other family that was homeschooled, and I knew their motives for homeschooling, and I didn't have those motives. And we're also going to have to deal with lots of really small airplanes because they keep landing at the lake right next to us. So you'll hear that in the background maybe, but just bear with us here. So 4th grade.
That was like 8 years ago because I'm going into 12th.
Wow.
So I would be 9 years old.
Okay. Did you like school at 9 years old?
From what I remember, yeah.
Okay. So you liked school. So you didn't want to homeschool because you hated school, right?
No.
Okay, good. Because some people are like, I hate school, let's try homeschooling, because they just want something different.
Yeah.
So that wasn't your reasoning.
Yeah.
Our reasoning was we started to travel. We had moved. You were going to have to start at a new school anyways. So we actually had a conversation. We sat down. We talked about it. You guys actually raised your hands that you wanted to all to homeschool. The one who was most worried about it was actually Shay.
Yeah.
Shay was super worried. He's like, I'm not going to be smart. It was so sad. But it was a good, valid thought, so we worked through it.
Yeah.
Okay, so after a couple years of homeschooling, did you ever want to go back to school, or did you like homeschooling? Now, you guys, I am getting somewhere to this. Title and thumbnail will let you know where I'm going with this, but I want this to be fresh thoughts for him, so I'm not guiding him to where I want him to answer the questions.
I think one of the reasons I wanted to go back to public school, regular school, was because of this social life. I do have a pretty good social life, but I'm like a very chill guy, so honestly I'm fine with little friends, but
like short friends, or what's little?
A little amount of friends.
Oh,
like
a small
3
amount.
friends.
Okay. A close circle.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But back then, the reason I would want to go back was to just have more friends.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But with that comes more enemies.
Very true.
Probably not for you, just for me because I'm crazy. Okay, so did you, over these years, like homeschooling?
Yeah. Homeschooling has been amazing for me. Very slow, but slow enough for me because I can just do it on my own.
Okay, wait a second. So yes, but pacing is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So you can keep your own pace. I mean, Mom runs a pretty tight ship, though.
Yeah. Yeah, she does.
She's no pushover. Rachel did not choose and want to homeschool with the kids because she was lazy. She wanted them to have more education, more experiences, more abilities, more direction on the path they wanted to go in life at an earlier age than what she felt the public school system could do. So in your schooling, were you able to focus on things you wanted, or was it only what Mom told you to do? Could you choose subjects? Could you choose things? Or did she pre-do all of your curriculum first?
There were the main subjects that I had to take, like math, language arts, history. But there were some extra subjects that I, wanted to take, like guitar. I also did this, outdoorsy stuff, like learning how to start a fire and build forts. That one was pretty fun.
We've used that out here.
We have.
Do you think any of this... Actually, if you could choose to go back right now, would you go back and not homeschool at all? Would you go back and homeschool less? Would you try to take, because you do take your seminary courses at the school. You do certain things at the school, but is there stuff that you would really wish you had changed, or just like, I wish I could have tried that, or I'm good? What do you think?
Actually, no. I think now, looking back, I'm glad I was homeschooled. Like about the social life and stuff, going to like seminary and was just enough for me.
Okay.
And I learned everything I needed.
So he says. Just kidding.
So far.
Okay, that's cool. So now, were you able to, through homeschooling, start to figure out not exactly what you want to do when you grow up? Because, I mean, even through high school, I had no idea. Like, some kids said it, and I hope they knew. I actually haven't followed up with them to know. Unless their dad did it and they just took over, which is what I was supposed to do, was take over my dad. Not supposed to, but that's what the plan had been at the time, was I'd graduate, I'd do my thing, then I'd go to university, I'd go to dental school, I'd go to orthodontia, or orthodontics, specialize in orthodontics, and then take over my dad's practice, because that's where I had worked. If and when I did work, it was at his practice or doing all the weird things I did. So, homeschool, have you thought of an angle you want to go in life? Because you are in your what year in school are you starting right now?
12th.
So you're starting your senior year.
Starting my senior
Are
year.
there any subjects you are adding to it that you hope lead you on your life's path?
Yeah. So before, I really didn't really know what I was going to do. Like, I was thinking of like being an astronomer and like studying the stars and stuff. But from the past few months, I think I've really wanted to try being an electrician. So I might start like a little trade school this year.
So you might go to trade school this year.
Yeah.
Along with your homeschool stuff.
Yep.
That's cool. Do both at once.
Yeah. I mean, like, I can
Have you looked it up?
Yeah, me and Mom did a few months ago. So
Cool.
I've been just thinking about that.
Okay.
Past bit.
Okay. So, trade school, electronics. So are you going to take more math this year so you're better at math than most, right? Like
I really enjoy math.
Yeah.
Except for the times when it's just too confusing, but
crazy, ridiculous stuff. Yeah. Understood. Okay. So you might want to become an electrician, but at least you want to go on that path.
Yeah.
You're going to keep homeschooling, but add trade school. So do you think, because one of the reasons we stopped school was so that we could have you guys study subjects out, and then we could go there in person and touch and feel it. What was your favorite study trip that we ever did?
Trip? Oh, I think one of this most recent one, doing our Europe trip, going down and seeing all the World War II stuff.
Yeah.
That one was really cool.
That was really cool. Those cultures. I had actually never been to Poland before.
Same.
Which was very interesting. I really enjoyed Poland.
I think Poland was my favorite.
Yeah. The salt mine was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But Auschwitz, that was one of the craziest, most evil things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That one took me a couple weeks to actually like kind of back away from how crazy that was. Okay, so I had a thought but it's let's cut out me laughing right now and I'll start something in a second. Okay, so with that Europe trip, studying World War II, driving around, you guys, we were in a van for how many days? Was it 3 weeks?
I think it was 2 to 3 weeks.
2.5, 3 weeks in a van driving through. Do you remember how many countries, Mr. Math?
13 countries.
13 countries.
It was crazy.
Okay, wait. Can we do the math? Can we do the map? So Scotland, England, pulled our van into a train, stayed in the van, went under the tunnel or the channel, came out in basically right next to Dunkirk, France. And then we left from Dunkirk, went up.
It's 3 to Belgium.
Into Belgium.
Passed through Netherlands.
Dipped through the Netherlands.
To Germany.
Into Germany.
And then
from Germany, remember where?
Was it Poland after Germany?
No. Austria. No, it was Poland. We went all the way over to Krakow. Oh, wow. So we went all the way to the edge very lower part of Poland, which was very interesting. All the cars at the time and all the checkpoints on the highway heading west, we realized a lot of it was Ukrainians heading west. And so there was all those checkpoints for it, which was devastating to see. I mean, just to see all the turmoil and people with all the stuff on their cars. And anyways, so we had that. Then we left Poland.
Went to Czechia.
Yep. Czechia. Then Slovakia.
Yeah.
Anyways, then it was like Slovakia, Liechtenstein, Hungary,
Austria,
France. We already did France.
There was
There's
one
one we're
more.
forgetting. We're forgetting one. We're very sorry for whoever we're forgetting. You have an awesome
Was
country.
there a Dominican Republic?
No.
That was something else.
There was. Anyways, what did you learn from that trip that you enjoyed? Like, what did it change your perspective on anything? Was that lesson worth thousands of dollars? Because it cost thousands of dollars.
I think it was definitely worth it. It was, even though we were scrunched in this tight little van, it was awesome.
Here, next time you can drive the whole time. So one thing that I learned while you're thinking, I learned that humans want so badly to do the right thing, but they don't want to think it through critically and they don't want to do it. They just hitch their wagon to certain things. And it made me want to think more critically and to truly look at both sides of something and try to put on the shoes of the other side and walk around for a minute and the shoes on this side to make sure I'm going where I want to go, not where I'm being led, not where I'm being convinced by others. There's a heck of a lot of that in the world right now. And I am much more moderate in the middle of things. I try to see the good and then the evil and the evil, and find the good of both and incorporate those. And right now, I think what was so interesting for me is to see how people were trained into thinking a certain way. I think right now, people are trained into thinking certain ways, and this is all good and that is all bad. And if that's the case, you're wrong.
Yeah.
There's good and bad in everything. If you think something is all bad, you're probably listening to the wrong people. If you think something is only good and doesn't have any faults, you're probably listening to the wrong people. And so that was just so apparent where we were at and what we saw and witnessed from history that it really makes me want to double down into truly looking in on both sides or all three sides or four sides, however many sides there are, and trying to find the good of all of them and applying them to my life.
Yeah.
Anyways, that may have been deep. It may not have been, but how about you?
It's not very deep, but something I found was strange is how we went to lots of old buildings and like cool castles with like weird structures, and it's like all of it's so beautiful, and looking back and now looking at our structures, it's all
Bland.
Plain.
Do you know why? So back then, they would build something to make a statement. We still try to make a statement, but we also try to save. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So we need to build the coolest thing we can on a budget.
Yeah.
Back then, it was, I need to make a statement, so I'm going to make a statement, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what they did with their castles, with their buildings, with their cathedrals. A lot of them was, we are building this to God. We are going to make this as tall so everyone around can see where it is, so we can... Anyways, so it is different, right? Architecture is very different. I think China and a lot of Eastern countries can still throw some really cool pizzazz in their buildings.
Yeah, definitely.
But we're kind of bland in the U.S. now.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah. Cool. Interesting. You know what's interesting about that is the math that it takes to create those buildings.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right? The engineering that it takes to do that. And the electricians.
Yep. That's why I'm needed.
That's why you're needed. Okay, so now, any other trips that have made a difference? Now, Wyatt mentioned this big trip, but we did a lot of little stuff to the local community museum or the working with local. One thing we do in our church a lot is we find the people that have special skills and we have them train the youth for an evening. So once a week, our youth all get together and they will throughout the week have worked with the leaders or the adults, But the adults just guide the youth. The youth come up with the ideas, come up with all that, and the adults say, okay, how do you get that done? How do you do this? Okay, well, you actually need more planning than that, right, to kind of keep them on the right tracks, but they are the driving force of the engine. So we do lots of little things like that. It doesn't have to be a 13-day road trip no, that's 13 days here. A 3-week road trip all over Europe. It can be find the cool historical things by you. Find the cool, right? Any of that kind of stuff and go and do that. So it's like, oh, wow. I think my biggest thing that I'm addicted to is seeing you guys go like this. Whoa. It's an addiction.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to go the lengths of the earth to see you make that face. Right? Like the salmon run. I wanted you to get down to the river because I wanted you to see them pile up in that clear water. And what did you do when you saw those salmon all piled up in that water?
I was just amazed.
He went like
crazy.
this. Whoa.
Whoa.
He came running back to me in the mud and these like things. He goes, Dad, that was amazing. All the fish. And I was like, feed the addiction, baby. Here we go. And then we got on quads and we went way into anyways, I mean, I just love seeing you guys experience things because for me, I think what the hardest thing I had in public school was I'd go to my counselor. She'd be like, okay, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. So what do you want to do? What do you want to be? I don't know. And for me, I hadn't touched anything and felt anything to make me go. And so your mother and I have said, what if we give them all these experiences so when it is time to start deciding, hey, how am I going to provide? How am I going to contribute to society? How am I going to learn? You guys can go, you know what? I really enjoyed this, and that made me wonder if I could do this. That's honestly what we've been doing.
Yeah.
This whole time. So cat's out of the bag. There's the big secret. That's what we've been trying to do, is to get you guys to go, oh, I would love to contribute to society by doing that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I remember Mom being like, okay, we're going to spend some time, write things you love to do. I wrote things like doing outdoor stuff, love Christmas, love animals and stuff.
You wanted to be Santa Claus, didn't you? Or the Easter Bunny animals? No?
Sadly.
Okay, that's cool.
And then she had us learn subjects about these things. So that's how I took the outdoors class and stuff. And at that moment, I didn't have anything like electronics or electricity kind of things on my
Electrical?
Anything electrical on my notebook.
Except your electric personality, bro.
She said, like, how can these things contribute to society? It was pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Your mom's pretty smart.
Yeah, she is.
Brains, looks. Wow. Yes. Hi. That's why we got married so young, you guys. I was like, you know what? I better put a ring on it before she realizes who I really am. I'm a crazy 16-year-old for life. So, you went through those exercises, you did those things, but what made you think electronics or electricity or electrician or any of that stuff? What sparked this interest?
So,
You didn't even get it. I said what? Like watts?
Oh, I did see that part.
Just kidding. I didn't think about it till later.
Many years ago, when you set up that like speaker system in
your room,
right?
yeah,
all those speakers, I've added on so much to that speaker collection. It's just, I've loved it so much.
And have you turned that into something that makes you a little income?
I have. I've helped 2 other friends get these, almost 3. Like 2 of my best friends have little stereo systems in the room with speakers and stuff. It's pretty great. So
what's interesting is, do you remember one of my stories from high school, how I would take kids to the audio store and I would have them buy all the stuff for their car, and then the next day they'd bring their car to school. They'd give me the keys. I'd go into the car during school, and I would set up a new audio system for them. I had my little bag of electrical tools, and I literally went in. I would rip out their dash, put a new wiring harness, put all the new stuff, rewire, set up an amp, connect it into their battery. I had to do that when the security guy wasn't driving by, so I'd wait for him to go to the southern parking lot, and then I'd get out, pop the hood, pull the wiring through, throw it on the connect. Anyways, and so it's pretty funny. But so see, you have one of those stories now where you took something that you liked, did it for others, and actually what I do like is that you did charge, even if it was a teeny bit, a little bit for it.
Yeah.
Right? Because it took you time, it took expertise, it took that, and you didn't gouge them, but they had something they couldn't have done themselves.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So you do have a little bit of entrepreneurialism in you.
Yeah, just slight. But
interesting.
But that's how it starts.
That is how it starts.
Yeah.
Okay, so speakers, hooking that up, learning about electricity. Did you watch YouTube videos to learn how to do any of that?
For some of them, like how this subwoofer would work, but most of it, I just figured it out. Just like, okay, this is this cable, and that's what that is for. That connects to that. Yeah.
So, you do have an analytical mind. Your mind is pretty analytical. You can look at things and logic your way through it.
Yeah.
Whereas some other people, the emotion gets in the way. They're like, well, this, and I don't,
Yeah, that's
right? The
true.
connections don't really connect like in yours. And theirs isn't wrong. Theirs is really good for other creative types of things. Yours is very good for a lot of analytical type things. That's why math makes sense to you. That's why. Interesting. So where I've been going with this is to see if the path that we've been trying to take you on, if it has helped you to learn what you would like to do. Because the last thing Mom and I want to do is say, hey, we make YouTube videos. You need to make YouTube videos. Right now, if you become an electrician, bro, I really hope you start a YouTube channel and do how-to videos while you're on the job at other people's places. One of my buddies, I haven't talked to him in a long time, so maybe he's downgraded to an acquaintance, but we know each other. We're friends. We see each other. He has a plumbing channel. His plumbing channel makes more than his plumbing company.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. That's pretty crazy.
But he'd go on his plumbing jobs, and then he'd set it. He had a little tripod. He'd set it up and go, okay, guys, so this pipe here is this and that, and here's how we're going to fix it. So he'd get paid by the client. He would still film it, but he wouldn't do that so it would take any longer, so he'd charge the client hours. And then he'd be able to make money off the videos, make money off of getting the job done. It's pretty dope.
Yeah. I've always said to myself, yeah, whatever I'm going to be when I grow up, I'm definitely going to make a YouTube channel about it. Because I know YouTube is just like one of the best.
So you do want to do YouTube, but you want to be...
Yeah. Not the YouTube we do right now.
Yeah.
And since I already have like a lot of experience of YouTube, just it helps and makes it a lot easier.
Super cool. This has been fun. We're like up in Alaska and talking about Wyatt's future. So what are your plans now? You're 17, you're in high school, you're about to start your senior year. What are your plans for senior year?
Get caught up, get all my, do my homeschool and try out this electrician trade school.
So you're signing up for a trade school to do electrical. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And then just see where that takes you.
Yep.
Super cool. Well, this isn't a very long episode, but this was a really cool episode because Wyatt and I have been away from the family enough that I think Wyatt can think and breathe and chill without all the chores, without all the other things. And so I wanted to talk to you while your mind was a bit more free.
Cleared mind.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to say or go over? Like, I don't know. This has been cool.
I don't know. This has been pretty great.
Now you know why your mom likes podcasting.
Yeah.
Right?
It's less scary than I thought.
Did you think it'd be scary?
I don't know. I was just a bit nervous in the beginning. But
fun.
It's been rolling smoothly.
Okay, well, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for coming to Raising Ohana. It's a shorter one, but we're going to do these from time to time with the kids when life moments happen and are going through. So
yeah,
thank you guys for watching, and got a couple other videos that are like it. Come back, hang out with us some more. Thanks, Y.
Thanks. Shaka's out.